Well, what do we have here? Seems like
A bank robbery, Detective. It happened last night, but we have no idea how. The bank has one of the best security systems I have ever seen.
And all brand new yesterday. There was one smashed window, but that was directly in line with the security camera, and that was the only way they could have gotten in.
All the cameras in the entire building had all their footage lost. The tape's completely blank, and one of them was stolen.
This calls for the Detective Bobson! The official investigation and the prettiest guy in the mustache.
Detective, we need to get right on to this now. First we have our suspects, Jade Jones, a 16-year-old girl from Forks. She attends Forks Central High School and has a completely clean record. Looks like a bit of a geek. Being behind the scenes in all of her productions, she was here visiting some old relatives.
She went into the bank to bank a cheque for her mother to her auntie. Pamela, the manager, was putting down her new cameras on the computers wasn't working properly, so Pamela went down to help the cashier still holding the camera. Jade seemed interested in the camera, so Pamela asked her if she was interested in cameras and photography, so
Jade said she was saving for a video camera. Apparently it wasn't going so well, and they had a good conversation about it. The reason she is a suspect is because she was one of the last people in the bank that night, and Pamela said she was also studying the cameras closely.
Millie, thank you for your explanation. Now for the second suspect. Now for the part of the investigation where it gets very interesting. So Millie, Lily, will you read out?
Second suspect, Detective. His name is Arnold McIntosh. He is a 40-year-old man with 3 children and has got a divorce with his ex-wife Stacey. Apparently she left him for a good-looking motorbiker in his early 20s. She took the children with her and he hasn't seen them since. What's more, she has also taken their money that they shared and he can't afford to take her to court over the matter. He was seen outside the bank after closing time, just walking, looking aimless.
Witness suspect him because when one of them asked him what he was doing, he thought it was a fine evening for a walk. They said he hesitated before answering, sounding suspicious. That is why we are suspecting him.
And our last suspect is a 19-year-old guy called Dylan Jenkins, who is still repeating his last year of college for the 3rd time. Teachers say they are sick of his outright stupidity and lack of thought into everything he does, and his classmates say that he never hands in his homework. Yesterday was Wednesday and he was seen outside the bank at around 1 o'clock.
Pamela said that she left the building at about that time to go buy himself some lunch and asked him if he could help him of the odd manner he was standing there. He said he was fine, so Pamela walked off. One of the other cashiers said the guy appeared to be him inside for a minute, then saw Pamela come back with their lunch and walked out the other door.
So, Detective, it is time to go to the courtroom. 3 suspects, 1 criminal and 1 case. Now it is time to get to the bottom of it.
A detective who judges as well. Interesting. I apologise on Millie's behalf that she cannot be here today. I know of no reasons why, but I received a text this morning telling me that she wouldn't be here.
Very well, Lily. We shall proceed with this case.
Now first speaking with Arnold McIntosh.
Judge, I did not commit a crime. I know I was outside the bank after it had closed, but the truth, I was at a meeting with someone, and they stood me up. I paced outside the bank for ages and hoped she would come, but she didn't, I swear. The robbery must have happened after I left, because I didn't see anything.
Very interesting, Arnold. Now we'll hear from Jade Jones.
Judge, I did not commit this crime. I was babysitting my little cousin while my mother and my aunt were out for dinner. Even ask my cousin, he is only 7 and he will tell you the truth.
well as a detective and a judge, I'm also a police officer, and you are under arrest. But first, I want to hear the story from you.
Okay, I did it. I robbed the bank. I robbed the bank and planted all the evidence on this guy, hoping that he would be arrested. But you idiots decided to suspect the other two instead of just Arnold. If it weren't for good old Jade and Dylan, Arnold would be arrested by now. There was so much evidence, I can't believe you fools didn't pick it all up. You're supposed to be professionals. The next morning, I felt good about my robbery, suspecting that Arnold would be making his way to prison by this afternoon. But I had a suspicion that he might not be found guilty. So I was right to be suspicious. So early this morning, I went and cut his tyres with the very knife I was holding. Yes, me. Anyway, I cut the tyres and blah, 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 but he got there on time anyway. So when I found out he'd called a friend and got a ride, I found the road that I thought his friend's car was driving on and jumped onto it with my trusty old knife and cut the tyres on what I thought was his friend's car. The road was quite empty because him and his friend live on like a farm, and so I cut the tyres and jumped into what I thought was his friend's car, holding the knife at the driver, which I expected to be his friend. Which, to my horror, I find her in the car. And being a CSI agent or whatever she is, she pepper sprayed me and shut the car door and drove on. So I recovered it and jumped out of the car.
So basically, that went on for a while, and you ended up here.
Pretty much.
It seems, folks, that we have our culprit. This case